It's Knight Rider for the NES from 1988. The 80s. Back when things were so simple and so good. Men could have big hair and wear tight acid-washed jeans in a non-ironic fashion. Good guys fought bad guys with a talking Trans Am and hooked up with a different babe each episode. Knight Rider was one of the best 80s action TV shows. Does it make for a great Nintendo Entertainment System game? You know, it's not as bad as it could be. A few of these 80s shows got turned into NES games like Airwolf. That one was pretty disappointing, but, you know, it's Airwolf. Airwolf was amazing. It's hard to capture the glory of Airwolf in a video game. Airwolf is a supersonic helicopter piloted by Ernest Borgnine and Jan Michael Vincent, and while it loses points for Jan Michael Vincent, it gets double points for Ernest Borgnine. Knight Rider is a talking Trans Am piloted by David Hasselhoff from Baywatch, so technically Airwolf comes out ahead. So the video game doesn't have quite as much to live up to. As cool as KITT is, it's the Hasselhoff part of that that's disappointing. I mean, Hasselhoff versus Ernest Borgnine? No, you don't even go there. Ernest Borgnine wins every time. Getting back to the game, Knight Rider on the NES is like a combination of Road Blasters, Chase HQ, and Rad Racer all rolled into one in a somewhat satisfying, mediocre package. It's okay. This is actually not too bad, but it does get repetitive quickly, and sadly the music is terrible, and they don't change the music for each level. It's almost like they, I don't know, half-assed on this game. Imagine that, a half-assed licensed game, but it's still kind of fun and kind of playable if you like these old-school NES action driving games, and you like Knight Rider. I mean, who didn't like Knight Rider? Knight Rider was a great show. Kinda got upstaged by the A-Team, though. I mean, the A-Team had a van and a Corvette. There's been these long arguments over what's the best 80s action TV show. See, this is back in the day for you youngsters, back before we all had Netflix and Amazon and, you know, YouTube and could watch anything at any time, anywhere. People all seemed to watch the same TV shows. Like, we all watched the same shows at the same time. Back in the olden days when TVs, you know, only had a couple channels, so everybody watched Knight Rider, and Dallas, and Magnum P.I. and the A-Team, and Alf, which actually did get turned into a video game. What was the best 80s action TV show? You see, I always have to go with Magnum P.I. on this one. And I don't believe Magnum was turned into a video game, and that's a shame, because imagine how cool that would be. It would be like a side-scrolling action game where Magnum has to fight crime and solve mysteries, but only after raiding Robin Masters' wine cellar, making an ass out of Higgins, avoiding the dogs, stealing the Ferrari, hanging out with Rick and TC at the bar, and luring Aaron Gray back to the estate for a night of intense tropical passion while watching The Fall Guy on Betamax. Aaron Gray. Who, of course, was in my other favorite 80s TV show, Buck Rogers, but I think technically that might be 70s, since it's... And anyway, don't get me started. I could go all day in 80s TV shows. Knight Rider on the NES I can only take for maybe an hour. It's not to say it's bad, but it's very repetitive. It's exactly what you would expect. You drive, don't shoot the blue vehicles, they penalize you. Shoot the red ones, avoid the bullets and dynamite, dodge the helicopters, watch your time and gas. This game is actually a bit tricky. It's a little harder than you might expect, especially at first before you level up KITT, which is insane because KITT should be leveled up all the way to begin with. This one has a password continue system. Make sure to collect all of the power-ups, especially the gas and shield. You'll need them. I love the different backgrounds. Did you notice how gloomy New York was? Did they ever make a video game out of the Love Boat? They should have. Anyway, Knight Rider. Not a bad game. Good TV show. Buck Rogers was better. Classic Game Room has been brought to you by These books on Amazon: Ultramassive Volume 1, Retro Megatreks, How to Make a Video Game Review Show That Doesn't Suck, Ethel, The Cyborg Ninja Jesus, 1 and 2, Pac-Man Collector's Guide to Definitive Review, and Ultramassive Video Game Console Guide 2 on Amazon. Welcome to the Patreon Lord Carnage Club, being shouted from a turbo volcano. Michael and Ariana Nelson, Ian Shore, Stephen Chucknick, Al Stever, Rick DeBarros, Jason Goy, Andy Schleiss, Sergio Matthias Hergert, Philip Strabenmuller, Jack Stavris, Ohad Kane, Simon Allen, and Sean Zoltek.
And Tiago Pereira dos Santos Silva from Porto, Portugal.